The government is looking into strengthening the Office of the Public Solicitor to assist aggrieved students and members of the public to seek court interpretations on new government decisions they feel have contravened the Constitution or the laws of the country. Prime Minister James Marape revealed in Parliament on Thursday, June 15, 2023.
The government is looking at an avenue to help students file complaints and seek legal interpretation through the Office of the Public Solicitor on new government decisions that are seen to be against national interest. The Prime Minister was responding to member for Nipakutubu, Dr. Billy Joseph, who asked if there was any way to help students raise their points and prevent them from resorting to public protests that could cause civil unrest and destruction of property.
Our judiciary remains in our country a place of dispute resolution. The Office of the Public Solicitor, the Public Solicitor's Office has a constitutional role. At the moment, they're just attending to civil matters and small matters, but we're looking at the policy to empower the Office of the Public Solicitor to be a conduit of our public, including student body, who have any issue. If they feel that the national government has done a decision that is contrary to law, contrary to constitution, or not in the interest of our country, then there's a legal avenue for them to run to the courts to seek an address.
The Prime Minister also discouraged the use of social media to address such matters.
The court is there for you to run to if you feel that the government or anyone for that matter has done injustice to you, has conducted not properly, or in the instance of referring government decisions that are unconstitutional based on your opinion, then the court is the place.
Meantime, Parliament has been adjourned to August 1st, 2023 at 2 p.m. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
Prime Minister James Marape on Thursday tabled the submission of the ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Ban Treaty. Since it opened for signature on 24th of September 1996, Papua New Guinea was amongst the first states to sign the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, but remains to date one of the only 10 states that have yet to ratify it. Within the region, Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and Tonga are the only Pacific Island foreign nations yet to ratify the treaty. Marape says Papua New Guinea's commitment as a country towards ratifying this treaty is important because of the emerging transnational geopolitical security threats.
Security trends. We cannot deny the fact that nuclear weapons production and accumulation is slowing or has ceased. Nor should we anticipate a total nuclear-free world in a few centuries ahead, knowing the quantity already in the possession of countries around the world today.
Uncontrolled migrants into the maritime province of New Ireland is a cause for concern for local authorities. New Ireland Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Albert Belly, who took over from former PPC Felix Nembart 18 weeks ago, outlined this as one of the main causes of social disorder in an otherwise peaceful province. Referring to the New Ireland Provincial Government Vagrancy Act, PPC Belly said they stand ready to assist when the provincial authorities call on them to assist start evictions.
Basically, we were to clean the community in New Ireland. We have to do our informal. There should not be boy market selling. There should not be Bruce market selling. You know, this also for me is unfair when we are not contributing anything to the GDP of the country. Gross domestic product. You see, people go to involve in another way to show that they are important human being to the country. Yeah? The citizen of the country, and they need to contribute, import something back to the country.
Beyond Correctional Commander Jackson Gubak is keen on bringing back rehabilitation practices into the cell blocks by actively involving the Midday Prison Fellowship, a combined church group within the institution. They have assigned Wednesday as Dedication Day for praise and worship, Bible studies, and other church-related activities. Chairman of Midday Prison Fellowship Ministry, Pastor Martin Awek, is from the Lutheran Church. He said There are many programs lined up for this year, including awareness and church activities, which they have planned for the inmates and detainees as part of rehabilitation and reformation. So far, the ministry has been changes in the inmates and many successful released into their communities.
Been part and parcel of the work in the CIS itself. So we don't represent one church, and that's not what we are. That's the conviction that the Christian ministry and beyond that. We've been here with the beyond CIS for the past 27 years. We've been around just basically in all area of spiritual program, but then now we are helping other activities like helping the plans and programs that welfare and rehab, like helping the inmates in the parole activities, plus those that have been released from the prison. Also. But most of our programs are on Wednesdays. That's where we have all the pastors coming from all the churches, running studies and Bible teaching and praying with the inmates. And Sundays where the church come up to a fellowship with our inmates.
Rehabilitation was suspended during this COVID-19. I think that's from 2021. Those 2 years, the rehabilitation programs were suspended. And we went into these lethal operations again, 22. It affects the rehabilitation program. So since I came here on February, there was no real rehabilitation here at Beyond, so we stayed here. Now we have this the TEE program, Theological Evangelical in Extension. That's the program that's run by the EBC Church. It's a very good program. And also literacy program. Now we have a number of, the number I got was 84 detainees involved in this program. Also, this literacy, most of those detainees were doing this program in Tokpisin.
Prime Minister James Marape has again told Parliament on Thursday that when the government established the Ministry of Oil Palm, that was ensure that the oil palm sector becomes the major contributor to our country. He was responding to the question raised by Talasia MP Freddie Kumai on the proposed bill to review the Oil Palm Industry Corporation Act.
Prime Minister James Marape has clarified that the proposed amended Oil Palm Industry Corporation Act is with the State Solicitor's Office. It will be brought to Parliament when it is cleared. He was responding to questions raised by Member for Talasia Freddie Kumai.
Passage of the bill. My question is, can the Attorney General direct and advise the State Solicitor to facilitate and issue a certificate of inexpediency to Oil Palm Industry Corporation to enable it to have the draft bill submitted to NEC for endorsement? Thank you, Acting Speaker.
The idea rationale is simple. We set up its own authority that runs and administers oil palm from government regulation perspective, and we have OPIC and the industry at arm's length from us. Today you got OPIC and regulation all together under one sort of structure, one organization. Government needs to be a regulator, and the industry emerges at arm's length from the government. So I want to assure the member this reform will come to us hopefully in our August sitting or September sitting once we get it up and running. I want to ask all governors who have major grassland in the provinces, please jump on board, make available land. National government has put money, 150 million in this year's budget for land acquisition or land program. We're willing to partner any provincial governments who are ready to unbundle the land for the oil palm business or other agricultural business for that matter.
With Parliament adjourned to August, the Prime Minister said the bill will be introduced then or in the September sitting. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
An overload boat carrying migrants has capsized and sank off the coast of Greece, killing at least 79 passengers. Authorities are continuing to search for survivors, but they fear hundreds may have drowned in what's thought to be the deadliest shipwreck in the Mediterranean this year.
This is the crowded fishing boat before it went down. The battered vessel crammed with migrants. It capsized 15 minutes after the engine failed. Greek medics rushing to save survivors brought here to Kalamata in the country's south.
The number of missing persons may be really high right now, but because there is no concrete number of how many were on board, we hear about 750 people.
At a shelter set up by local authorities, more than 100 survivors are recovering, including Palestinians, people from Egypt, Pakistan and Syria.
They appeared distressed. Who wouldn't be distressed after a shipwreck? We hope more survivors will be found.
It's believed the fishing boat left from Libya, hoping to reach Italy and the EU. The Greek Coast Guard says those on board refused help, but activists have thrown doubt on that claim.
The only way we're going to avoid people going on these perilous journeys is if countries of origin, countries of transit and countries of destination work together.
The route is one of the deadliest in the world. More than 1,000 migrants have gone missing in the Mediterranean this year, but some wrecks are never recorded. Ahead of elections, Greek political parties called off campaign events and declared 3 days of national mourning.
In sports, PNG couples team take on Singapore Lions this afternoon in the FIFA Men's International Friendly fixtures. The team left PNG shores early Thursday afternoon. The match was rescheduled to today after the team's flight was cancelled on Tuesday, June 14th, resulting in being unable to play on Thursday. PNG couples will play Singapore in the first match, and they play Malaysia on June 20th. Coach Harrison Kamake said despite the limited time for the preparation, like many other member associations of FIFA who are out there playing in FIFA window transfer, for PNG, these are much-needed friendly international games the country needs to gauge its participation on the world stage. Importantly, PNG couples need these two friendly games leading into the upcoming Four Nations and 2023 South Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands at the end of the year. The team named Raymond Gunemba as captain. He played a starring role leading Prime Minister's 11 to win at MSG Cup last year. Round 14 of the Host Plus Cup brings together some familiar rivalries as the Stars come out to play for the action-packed weekend of footy. Old Foes, Townsville and Ipswich and the Melbourne affiliates Brisbane Tigers and Sunshine Coast will meet in two of the biggest games of the round, while the Northern Pride will also play host Central Queensland Capras in the middle of the table battle in the round 14 fixture games. The SPPNG Hunters host South Logan Magpies in Port Moresby at the Santos National Football Stadium.
All eyes are set to be on the 2022 Grand Final rematch between Redcliffe Dolphins and Norths Devils, which has already attracted headlines due to the appearance of Queensland Maroons enforcer Felice Kaufusi for the Dolphins. And there are other familiar rivalries for an action-packed weekend in the Host Plus Cup. The SPPNG Hunters, coming off one loss and two massive consecutive wins on home soil, host competition leaders South Logan Magpies at the Santos National Football Stadium this Saturday, June 17. South Logan have won their past 7 games. Their last meet was in round 2 where they drew 22-all. South Logan have 2 wins and a draw from the last 4 meetings between these two sides, but PNG have won 4 of the 5 games between the two sides in Port Moresby. PNG Hunters coach Stanley Tappend was impressed with last week's performance against Western Clydesdales, with the young Hubs controlling the game and sticking to the plan. He is confident they can push for the top 8 this weekend. South Logan coach Carmichael Hunt said the win against the Ipswich Jets last week was an important one, but as a group they did not play to the standards they'd set in previous weeks. Despite that, they look forward to the road trip to PNG. Salome Vincent, TVWan Sports.
And that ends another edition of TVWan News. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.